Judge Fleischer is well known for setting corrupt cops straight and ensuring the law prevails. However, things take a pretty bizarre turn when he's face to face with an insane Karen.
What are you expecting me to put if I had told you that I don't
Your
have
offenses
no?
are?
But the judge isn't just kind-hearted and knows how to deliver a sucker punch too.
You violate those conditions, I can have a hearing to hold you at zero bond. Zero bond, and I'll do it in a heartbeat. You've been disrespectful since you got here. I'm not gonna put up with it. This is not Burger King where you get your way.
Kicking things off with a hand-to-hand deal at a gas station and a marijuana charge, but somehow she's the victim. At least that's what she wants the court to believe. But Judge Fleischer isn't buying it.
Also observed a hand-to-hand transaction at Tiny's gas station in Harris County, Texas. The male immediately began walking away as he saw the marked patrol vehicle enter the parking lot. The male was detained without incident and was learned to be a juvenile. The female was also detained, and she turned around to face officers who observed a bag containing green leafy substance inside of her purse, which was worn on her body. Defendant admitted she was selling the marijuana and sold it to the juvenile, which was detained. The defendant explained she also used the marijuana that was found in her person for personal use. The marijuana recovered was about 0.52 ounces, Judge.
Okay. Ma'am, I'm gonna find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Do not go back to this location. Do not pick up any new cases. I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand, ma'am? It's not an answer. Yes or no?
Yeah, I
I'm
understand.
filing an order not to go back to this gas station.
Yes, Judge.
The other person didn't get arrested, did they? The juvenile?
Exactly.
Stop, please.
Since he isn't charged here, I don't have many records, but I believe he was charged. I just don't have it here. We don't have an adult here, but he would be over in juvie.
Can I say something?
Don't, please. I have a district attorney here. If you say something, he's gonna sit there, type everything down and use it against you. It's best not to. You'll get the opportunity to fight your case. Just now's not that time. The only other thing I'm gonna advise you is don't have any contact with this juvenile.
I don't even know him.
Now, Ms. Cummings, what do you do for a living?
What I do for a living,
How do you get money? How do you eat? How do you survive?
my people take care of me, and right now I'm in the process of looking for a job. I have a lot going on. I just lost my son. He was 2 months, had pneumonia. So I had a lot going on. And if you don't believe me, I have a month, what's the thing called? Orbit, the paper for the funeral. I have all of that. I have proof. I have a lot going on in life. So before judging, like, you should see a person background as well. So yeah. I'm in the process of trying to get myself together. That's what I'm doing.
Do you want to apply for an appointed lawyer, man?
I will.
Don't pick up any new
If you
cases.
look at my thing, this is my first charge in Harris County. And I've been living here all my life. Like, you coming at me like this, my first charge. Like, what they did that day was really wrong.
Don't say anything.
Okay.
You have the right to remain silent. Exercise that right. I'm just asking you, don't pick up any new cases. That's it. I'm gonna have you go to Victoria. We will have you sign a reset. I need you to fill out an application for an appointed lawyer, ma'am. So we will give you an application and then I'll have you take a seat in the jury box. Do not leave until you sign our bond conditions, ma'am.
Okay.
Please.
What started as an attempt to help her out quickly turned into chaos. Judge Fleischer had had enough of the disrespect and made it known loud and clear.
Can you give this back to her? She didn't put anything down.
I understand.
Ma'am, I'm not gonna entertain this. If you don't put anything down, you didn't put anything on one side, you didn't put anything on the other side. I don't believe that at all. Come up, Ms. Cummings. You have been disrespectful since you walked
I'm
in
not
here.
trying to be, you're being rude to
Do
me.
not talk over me. You've been disrespectful since you got here. I'm not gonna put up with it. This is not Burger King where you get your way. If you don't do things the right way, then we'll just reset you and you can take it home and do it. But I don't want attitude here. Do you understand?
Yes.
Thank you. You can give her the application again. We'll see what she does. If you just give me it with blanks on everything, I'm not gonna grant it.
What are you expecting me to put if I had told you that I don't
What your
have
offenses are? You didn't put anything where you
I don't
live.
have a car. I stay in a room. What is that giving you a place to live? I stay in a room. That's why I didn't put nothing.
You have a place that you live. There's an address. You have a phone number. You didn't put a phone number. You didn't put any expenses down.
The judge is talking to you. Don't be disrespectful to the judge. I'm just, for your own sake, he can throw you in jail for being disrespectful. Don't do that.
And just like that, the judge reminded Karen that ignorance and false respect won't fly in his courtroom. No matter how much she tried to play the sympathy card, the judge quickly cut through the act.
You can't keep making mistakes where you endanger other people's lives. It's not fair.
Judge Fleischer is back with another DUI case, but this time the suspect didn't stop at just driving drunk. Apparently, she decided to throw in some extra trouble for free. Looks like the judge won't be handing out any easy passes today.
For driving while intoxicated, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and/or a $2,000 fine. You guys have worked out the agreement where they're offering you 3 days in jail with credit for 1. You need to understand that this charge is going to go on your record. It's going to be there for the rest of your life. It's going to be there, it's even there after you die. This is important because you ever get pulled over again, officers, all they do is they look at your background. And if they see a lengthy background, it's just not going to go well for you. It doesn't matter if you're falling down, piss-ass drunk. No, the mere smell of alcohol or dope, you will probably be looking at another DWI. What we're doing today, from now on, here in Harris County, you are facing, or in Texas, you're facing a minimum of 30 days in jail for any new cases that you pick up. Do you understand? No more proverbial slaps on the wrist. So if I were you, whatever you're going to do, don't get into a car because it's a humongous liability that you're in, a risk that you're taking. What Max is asking me to do is to take off around $3,500 worth of fines and fees. The idea is that we all make mistakes, right? But you can't keep making mistakes where you endanger other people's lives. It's not fair.
Only this, Karen could invent an excuse wild enough to ignore the law. But Judge Fleischer wasn't having any of it. What he told her wasn't just facts. It was a mic drop moment no one saw coming.
Has been notified and still nothing is coming of it. You got to come to court. When you have an interlock, it's supposed to be operational. And when it's not, that's a bond violation and it's a continued one,
I understand.
I'm
taking full responsibility.
preparing you for the future,
Yes.
Hopefully there is none, but you can't keep it.
Also, before all of this and the federal thing, she never been in trouble for. So this has been like.
No, I have an assault from 2010. I've got an ag assault in 2009. I've got a gun case in 24, so it's not our first rodeo.
Yeah, Judge.
It's not.
Okay.
And just,
She's like really upset about
the idea is we all make mistakes, like I told you, but don't make a mistake. I'm sorry. It's not a mistake. They're actions that you take, and you're old enough to know that actions have consequences, right? Especially when you're dealing with alcohol and a 3,000 to 5,000 pound missile that you're in. You could cause catastrophic injury, and that's what we're trying to prevent.
I understand.
All right. I am going to waive the fines and fees now, but you need to understand on a second offense, it's a minimum of $6,000 in surcharges and fines and fees if you pick up another DWI. So when people continue to make actions where they endanger other people's lives, it gets extremely expensive, not to mention costly with jail time. You understand? All right. The agreement you've worked out is 3 days in jail, credit for the 1 day that you've done. You give up a lot of rights by entering into this agreement. You give up the right to a trial, right to compel witnesses to testify on behalf, confront and cross-examine your accusers. If you're not a citizen, there are possible immigration consequences. You can be deported, excluded from the country, denied naturalization under federal law. You give up the right to appeal. So once you accept this agreement today, you can never change your mind. You can't say, well, I didn't know this was going to happen. I didn't know this. Once you plead guilty, it stays like this forever.
And just like that, the woman was found guilty and her license was suspended for 90 days. This is just another proof that Judge Fleischer doesn't just talk the talk, he drives the verdict home.
You violate those conditions, I can have a hearing to hold you at zero bond. Zero bond, and I'll do it in a heartbeat.
This next Karen had the audacity to ignore Judge Fleischer right there in court. But if he thought that would slide, he clearly underestimated him. Let's just say the lesson came quickly and with consequences.
I see that he has a prior Same complaining witness.
Let me see, Your Honor.
It's from April of this year.
It is the same complainant, Your Honor.
Mr. Rodriguez Moreno, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm now ordering you not to have any contact with this person whatsoever. Do you understand? If I find that you have contact, I'm going to do everything in my power to protect my public at all cost. Do you understand? If that means putting you in and making your bond high, I will do it in a heartbeat. I'm now placing a protective order on this person. She is now a protected individual. If you try to have contact with this person, if you try to use another person to try to have contact, if you threaten, if you harass, if you're in possession of a weapon, if you go within 200 feet of where she lives or where she works, the state can and may file.
Construction not built in the stock.
Okay, I need you to fill an application. I don't know whether you qualify. Did I give you a free lawyer in April? I did. Now you're here. 5 months later, back, another charge, same complaining witness. I'll have you fill out an application. I'll take a look, but I want every single line filled out. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I want you to listen to me, and I want you to hear me loud, and I want you to hear me clear, Mr. Rodriguez Moreno, because if there's one person that will be at fault, it's because you didn't hear me sufficiently. Hear me now, because you will not get any more warnings. This protective order is going in place, and if you violate it 1 iota, the state can file additional charges on you, a violation of protective order. You violate those conditions, I can have a hearing to hold you at zero bond. Zero bond, and I'll do it in a heartbeat to protect every single person. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're also not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I will randomly test you. If I find that you're using, likewise, you will go in. I will revoke your bond.
Clearly fed up with the nonstop stream of crimes, Judge Fleischer made sure that the suspect would face the music this time, for real.
You also have another DWI in another county. Stop.
Okay, that was driver not license. Yes, sir.
This male Karen couldn't quit whining, but Judge Fleischer had reached his limit. In a courtroom moment packed with tension and shutdowns, the judge finally put him in his place.
You also have another DWI in another county. Stop.
Okay, that was driver not license. Yes, sir.
I don't want you to say anything. I will appoint you a lawyer today, but it's unacceptable that you continue to pick up cases here, there, everywhere. Unacceptable. And I don't think that a PR bond is the right thing to do. I'm now going to revoke the PR bond, and he goes with you. You're a danger to our community. That's unacceptable.
Just driver.
Stop. I will appoint you a lawyer. I don't want you to say anything now. I would like, did you talk to a lawyer? Can you appoint him someone, please? You are not to drive at all. I don't care what you're going, what you need to do. Do not drive. The only thing I'm asking you to do is please don't kill someone on our roads. That's all I'm asking you to do, man. Every single day, we have an intox man, an assault that happens because of this. Stop. There is probable cause to go forward. We have trials to determine that, but I have found that they're sufficient to go forward. You've got multiple cases open in another county. Goes with you.
Yeah,
It's
got a
okay.
job. I
It's
take
okay.
probation. I got ankle mom or something. I got a job and all that. I was thinking and I was trying.
I'm gonna help you, but let's try to get it, let's at least try to get it lower to get you out today.
I'm going to do everything in my power to protect my community
Yes, sir.
at all costs. I don't care who you are. I don't care what color you are. If you're a small farm animal, everything in my power to protect my community.
Yes, sir.
You have 2 open cases in Galveston, and now you've picked up a case here. Does he have a license? You are not allowed to drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today, promising me you're not going to drive, Mr. Wolf. And I want you to understand and hear me crystal clear that if I find that you drive and I don't give a rat's behind what your excuse is, I can have a contempt hearing. you can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every single time you drive. I don't care that you need groceries. I don't care that a kid has to go to the hospital. I don't care that there's a burning building and you have to save 50 kids. If you don't have a Texas driver license and liability insurance, then you're not to drive. You now stand charged with the DWI second in this court. I am now also placing an additional restriction on your license that you're not allowed to drive any vehicle that doesn't have a guardian interlock on it. If you're caught driving a vehicle and it doesn't have an interlock on it, because I send notice to DPS in Austin so that every police officer in this state knows you get pulled over, you don't have an interlock on that car, they will take you directly to jail. I'm going to honor your PR bond today, but I'm putting a whole host of restrictions on you. And if I find that you violate these restrictions, I will violate that bond. Do you understand? You are not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, and I'm telling you, I'm going to test you within the next couple weeks to see whether you are using. If 50 plus days have passed and you test positive for marijuana, it's not going to go well for you. Do you understand?
With no time wasted, Judge Fleischer put this male Karen in his place, not just with sharp words, but by suspending his license and a reality check that he won't ever forget.
She's on bond for murder. She's lucky to even have a bond, and now she picks up an assault.
This isn't your typical courtroom moment. A Karen charged with murder pushes every limit, breaking her bond and testing Judge Fleischer's patience for nearly an hour. What happens when the judge finally hits his breaking point? You'll want to see this.
You are on bond for murder, and you've now picked up an assault. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Thank you, Your Honor. On April 27th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, officers were dispatched to a disturbance/unknown weapon call. The complaining witness stated she is part of the nursing staff and that the defendant has been asked to leave on multiple occasions and refuses to do so. The complaining witness stated that the defendant was attempting to get her grandfather to sign over power of attorney to her, but the staff would not allow this due to the grandfather being diagnosed with dementia. The complaining witness stated that the defendant used force on the complaining witness to get her to leave the grandfather's room. The complaining witness states that the defendant put her hands on the complaining witness's face and pushed it back. The defendant was positively identified by the complaining witness and her Texas ID number.
You say that there was any pain? She pushed in the face. This is an assault, right? There has to be some kind of injury or pain.
She did state that she felt pain in the dim summary.
Okay. Ms. Taylor, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. Now, you're saying there's a bond violation in this case?
Yes, Judge, it's in the.
Michael, have you seen this? And how did you already get appointed to this case?
Your Honor, I was appointed sometime very recently on this case. I received a text. I don't know what day it was, but I received
It looks like it was the 29th, which was Tuesday. But how was he appointed a lawyer?
I'm thinking when she was in the holdover.
No. How is she, I mean, I don't understand. Well, regardless, I guess I'm glad that you're appointed because right now she's got bond violations. She was ordered by the
magistrate. I wasn't aware of that, Judge.
I'm sorry?
I wasn't aware of a BVR in this case. I actually have a BVR, another BVR today before the court.
I know that, yeah, we got you. We'll deal with that one next, but you're on bond for murder. You were ordered by the magistrate to have a GPS monitor. You have violated those conditions. Unacceptable. I'm revoking your bond. She goes with you. No.
Your Honor, if I may.
Yeah.
Your Honor, she just was released because I met her in the holdover earlier this week, and she could not have been out of jail more than a day, two at the most. Would the court allow her to leave right now to get the device?
No. Did she not get the device?
There was a conflict, that's why the CVR was submitted, felony, so the magistrate ordered bond conditions, but the curfew times were not aligning with the felony conditions. that's
So
not-
what? I mean, you still have to abide by the conditions. I mean, what did they say the conditions were?
I have the paperwork right there.
I'm not asking you to say anything, Ms. Taylor. The only thing I want is I want my city protected. You're on bond for this serious case, and now you picked up an assault. I mean, you were ordered to have certain conditions. You must abide by these conditions. Received conditions of bond on April 28th, 2025 that ordered a GPS device with a curfew of 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. On May 1st, she had an unapproved enter at 7:52 p.m. and then left again at 8:51 until basically 9 o'clock at night. I mean, she still has to follow conditions, right? There may be conflicting, but you abide by the conditions and then you come to court and you ask to, do something or maybe make them align, but you just don't do whatever you want to do and think, okay, nothing's going to happen. You're on bond for 2 serious cases.
Your Honor, if I may again,
Sure.
this is a brand new case. Could the court admonish her? Because the amount of time, I understand that.
Michael, she's on bond for murder. She's lucky to even have a bond, and now she picks up an assault. She's ordered to have a curfew, and she's just doing whatever the hell she wants to do.
In this case, Judge, that's before your court. This is a brand new case, and this is her first time having any issues while on your bond, Judge. Would the court be willing to admonish her not to leave her home even for short periods of time?
I don't know, Mikey. I don't know.
With one sharp statement, he shut Karen down so fast. You'd think someone hit the mute button, reminding everyone that it was a courtroom. As always, thanks for watching. If you liked this video and would like to see more courtroom content, let us know by liking and subscribing. We'll catch you in the next one.